moving on to next speaker, we have Kalai Vizhi. I'm very sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name.
So,
Apologies, ma'am. Yeah. So about her, she's an educationist, founder and CEO of Neelam Foundation. She has worked with Aboriginal communities in Western Australia, also conducted a comparative study on caste and race as an international exchange student with Tulane School of Social Work, USA, and was elected as president of TIS, that is Tata Institute of Social Sciences, of Student Union 2011-12. She is MA in Dalit and Tribal Social Justice Governance from TIS Mumbai. So over to you, ma'am.
yeah, thank you so much, JB. I'm very happy to be here today, actually, to start a new year with so many inspiring women like this. I'm so inspired. I've been hearing all the stories from the morning. It's personally touched me a lot. I'm so happy that, and congratulations to Nalanda, Digital Nalanda, for bringing most inspiring stories together. So thank you so much for that. So I'm here to share my story. Before that, I just wanted to start with a quote from Maya Angelou. She's an African poet. Each time a woman stands up, knowingly, unknowingly, she stands up for every other woman like her. So this is like, very important quote for me, because the life that I've been traveling, every time, there are a lot of struggle. It's never been smooth. So every time I think of standing up, I used to think like, it's for all the girls, all the people in our community. So I should not quit. So that's like, some mantra that I keep on telling it to myself. So to start with, I was born and brought up in Chennai, a slum called Tagore Nagar. So I have four siblings. My father worked as a welder. So I was a part of Bharat Scouts and Guides from my childhood. So I've received a award from Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, President Award in 2005. So I've studied in government school, and I've studied in the local language Tamil medium. So after completing my 12th standard, I went and joined BSW, Bachelor in Social Work, from Madras School of Social, because I was actually interested to do more of social work in my future. So I joined there. So after 3 months of college, my parents came to college one day, and then I was very shocked. Why are they here? And then my mom told me that, you got a job from central government because of the Scouts and Guides. They have like sports quota, cultural quota. We have scout quota appointment. So I've got placement in central government. So my parents told me that, getting a job in central government by 19 years is like, something, a big achievement. So you need not to continue your education. So they took my TC from my college, and then took back me home, saying that you have to join the work. And I was so shocked, and I've told my parents that I want to study, and they said, no, at this age, getting central government job is a big deal. So my father was so alcoholic that time, so I have to take care of my family as well. So thinking all these situations and everything, I've decided, okay, I'll go and join the job. So the first day when I went and joined the work, I thought like, I've got President Award, and I've like, finished my schooling. So at least they'll give me office assistant work. So I went, like I had like the best dress that I have got, and I went for the work for the first day. And then they took me to the railway workers canteen, where they've been like cooking for more than 1,000 people. So the supervisor took me and showed me around, and he said like, this is the place we like, wash vessels. This is the place, it's a dining hall, and this is the place where people like cook, and this is the place. Showroom. They showed me everything. Then I thought like, okay, I'm going to do the supervising work. So that's why he's showing me everything. And then he took me to a room where all other staffs were sitting. All the women from the compassion ground, they were sitting, and one of the staff asked me, did you bring another dress? I said, no, I just got this dress. And then she said, tomorrow bring another dress, because while washing vessels, all your clothes will get wet. So you have to keep one dress here. And I like asked my supervisor, and he said, yes, your work is like, you have to come early in the morning by 7:30. wash all the vessels and clean the table and take out the plates and sweep the floor and keep it clean and cut vegetables for cooking and all of it. And then I realized I'm going to do this work. And then I went back home. I told my parents I'm not going to do this work because this is not something I am destined for. But my parents told me, like, you have to, adjust for some time, and then you can write exams and then, like, get promotions. So simultaneously, after joining this work, I have applied for the distance education. I have joined BSc Psychology in correspondence. So I started studying. So almost for 3 years, I worked in Railways canteen, cleaning vessels, sweeping the floor, taking the plates, and all those things. For 3 years, I worked there, and also simultaneously, I was studying. The thing is, like, I used to stand in water for a long time, and I got sinus, and then have like lot of health issues. So one fine day I went and spoke to my supervisor. Sir, I want, like, change. I want to change the place that I'm working from. He said, okay, come tomorrow. We've already made a decision. You're getting promoted. I was so happy. Okay, I'm getting relief from this place. And then again I took the best dress and I wore, and I went, and he took me to the place called, it's a huge bus depot, where, like, most of the buses from the city comes and, takes place. So I went there, and he took me again to the room where other staffs were sitting, and one lady came and she gave me a broomstick, basket, and then she told me, from here to there is my area, and there to here is your area, and you have to come early in the morning, clean the place, and then, like, if any other, like, plants are there, you have to plug it out, and then color the pots, and then all those gardening work. And she told me, I've looked at my supervisor. I said, like, I'm not doing it. I can just at least do that work because it's inside the four wall. If anybody asks me, I can say that I'm working in central government. They are not going to know what kind of work that I do. So I've told him, no, I'm not going to do this. He said, no, the order is passed. You are being transferred to this department. We can't change. I have left with no option. I worked there for almost 1.5 years, sweeping the floor, cleaning the place, and doing those stuff. So that's where I realized, a lot of my friends who studied with me, who came to this bus depot to go for colleges, when I went and told them, like, hi and all, they didn't even, like, they don't want to recognize me and say, like, who are you? They like behaved in a way that they never knew me. So that's somewhere, like, I've raised question, why should I confine myself to a small box? Even if I have, like, at that age I've received Rashtrapati award, at that age I'm able to get a central government job. If I have a lot of talents, why should I confine myself to a small box? And that is the time I came to know about Tata Institute through one of my friend. So I applied for it, and I wrote my entrance exam. My parents didn't know about it. I, like, wrote it without their knowledge. So when I got selected, my parents doesn't want me to go to Mumbai, because in most of the Tamil cinema, how they show Mumbai is like it's a place of terrorism, it's a place of prostitution and all those things. And also, every time, like, from the time we've born till now, there will be 4 or 5 people who will be deciding for our life, for which dress you have to wear, what name you have to get, where you have to go, what type of, like, what language you should talk, how to sit, how to stand. Everything is decided by, somebody else. So it was like my parents who were listening to all the stories. I'm not blaming my parents, because the environment they've, like, born and bought is, like, they didn't want me to go away and study because they're scared of it. So at one point of time, I have to, fight with my parents, and then I resigned my job and I went out of my house. And 2 years while I was in TIS, I was not talking to my parents at all. Nobody in my family, they were not talking. So I went to TIS. I've joined TIS. So when I joined TIS is like a life-changing place for me, because initially when I went to TIS, I studied in Tamil medium. I had a lot of language issues when I went there, and very low self-esteem, because I thought, like, that's a place that I can never compete with the other students, because it gave me a feel when it's a lot of cultural shock when I had when I went to TIS for the first time. And then later when I thought about it, and like, in first 1 month, I was just sitting and crying inside the room, in the hostel room. I'm thinking like, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. And later, one of my professor who spoke to me, and he said, like, if you're going to quit and going back to, your place, you have nothing. And also, what example are you going to set for the girls who is going to, come out and study from your own community itself, from own slum itself? If they want to come out, what example are you going to set? They will say, okay, Muthamizh had went and she came with nothing, or Muthamizh went and she succeeded. And then their parents will say, okay, you can go. If you're giving a wrong negative example, nobody is going to come out. So you decide what you're going to do. That actually hit me. It's very strong. Then I've decided I'm going to fight, and then I'm going to give my best. And I was, most of the time was in the library. I studied there, and then I got part-time job, and I worked part-time while I was studying in this itself. So then I took specialization in Dalits and Tribal Social Justice and Governance. So I've studied, and then I've got a chance to go and do a comparative study, exchange student in Tulane School of Social Work. So when everything happened, it happened in a grand manner. And then I won the Students' Union election. It was not that easy. Even a place like this, we have a lot of discrimination, caste, class, and gender, all discrimination I have faced there. But there were a lot of support from the students from our own community who backed me up like anything, and I won the elections. So it was the 75th year Platinum Jubilee celebration of this. I became the first Dalit women president of Tata Institute, 75 years history. And then I've got placed in Australia. So there is a campus interview. Before that, I topped the college exams in Tata Institute. So I went back home after 2 years. I've asked my parents to come and see what I have done. They were not ready to come because they thought like I ran away with somebody. We didn't have 2 years of connection at all. So they came, my parents came. Finally, from that day till here, I proved to my parents and my family that, the decision that I've taken, the 2 years I've taken for myself is really made them proud. I've not, put them down in any situation. So after this, I went to Australia, and I worked there for 2 years with the tribals in Australia. I worked with them in their educational livelihood and empowerment. So while I was there, while I was working in railways, my monthly salary was just 5,000 a month. And 2 years after this, it's a big paradigm shift, and I was earning in lakhs, and the whole life my transformed into a different lifestyle. So I was now raising questions to myself, what made this transformation? Education is the only tool that which we can use to empower our own life. So education is something which transformed my whole life. So I was thinking there were a lot of children and women in our community, in our society, who has a lot of talents, and they don't have proper opportunities to channelize their talents. So I wanted to start an organization. So in 2014, I quit my job in Australia. I came back to Chennai. I started an organization called Neelam. So Neelam, blue, the color blue is not just a color, it's a feeling, unity and equality. That is the tagline that we have. So we work with children and women, especially children of the marginalized communities and women of the marginalized communities. We have 25 academies running in our state now. We have all the extracurricular activities taught to the children, and the main aim is we believe that the society can be free of exploitation, injustice and oppression only when everybody is aware of their rights, only when everyone is able to reclaim their suppressed voice and is empowered. So we as a team, we wanted our children to get education. We wanted our children to have new openings, all the opportunities that they wanted to get. So this is my when I quit my job in central government, everybody was saying usko to pagal ho gayi, central government job ko chhod ke she is going somewhere my Hindi is not that good, so I try my best. So again, when I quit my job in Australia, everybody said the same. They said, like, don't do it, because you will not have an opportunity to go back abroad and then, earn money and all those things. But believe me, come out of your comfort zone. Don't like confine yourself to the small box that everybody is like, everyone defined you that this is Muththamizh, this is Upatra, this is like, whoever it is. But don't go to their like definition. You have your own definition. Break the comfort zone. I broke my comfort zone every time. It's not about, if something like, life gives you S, there is something wrong. Whenever you get no, whenever you get, struggles in your life, that is your stepping stone. I used to tell like the youngsters whenever I go for workshops and all, every stone that is being thrown at you, collect that and build a paradise on your own. That's like, don't like, take your pain or your struggle too much in get into, which will put you down. I wanted to tell a small story. When like, in a group of people made sweets for a festival. It's in ancient time, and they were like, a lot of sweets made, and the ants started coming because there was no space or a vessel to, cover it up. So they've been like, doing all the tricks to, stop the ants from coming, but they couldn't able to do. On that day, they hear that Buddha is coming on that way. So they thought like, okay, we'll go and ask Buddha what we can do. They went and asked Buddha, Buddha, we made sweets and we were not able to do anything. Can you please suggest us something? And then Buddha just gave a small smile, a beautiful smile. And he said, don't do anything, just make a big circle of sugar around the sweets, and then just go sleep peacefully. And all the people who went and asked, they were like, what is this? Sugar will make a lot of other ants to come, but they have no other choice. They have to, they thought like they will listen to Buddha. And then they went and put a big circle of sugar, and then went and slept. They couldn't sleep. Next day morning, early morning, 4 o'clock, they went and saw only the ants. They like, had like eaten up the sugars, and very few ants went to the sweets. So they were like all shocked and went back to Buddha to thank him and asked him, how did you like, come to this kind of thought, like to have a sugar circle? And he again smiled and he said, I was just, comparing human mind and the ant's mind, with both things in a similar way. So we all like, have a desire of big things like sweets, of bigger things. But on the way, while we are traveling, we have small things like sugar. We like, we stop our desire in that, we fulfill our stomach in that, and then we like, we are very comfortable with whatever we got. Like we get small things, so we are like, stopping our aim or goal from attaining in the small things that come across in our life. So for youngsters, I wanted to say that, in our life, when we have big goals, when we have big desires, there'll be a lot of distraction like sugars in our life. There'll be like, love, there'll be other attraction, video games, social media, and then like we have our own like issues of caste, class, and gender. We come across everything in our life, but don't get, fulfilled with whatever the small things that we get. Aim for the big things. That 4 or 5 ants who went like, cross the sugar and reach the sweets are the smartest ones. They must have tasted the sugar also, and they went to the sweets. So you can taste everything in your life, whatever like, social media, love, whatever it is, enjoy it. And then you should always concentrate on the bigger goal, because we are like, destined for the bigger things, not the smaller things. Because our community, our ancestors, our leaders have like, come across a big way of like to create a path that we are walking now, because it was not that easy for them to, create the smooth path for us. Though we have a lot of struggles in between, at least we have a path to walk. So I want all of you to, walk on the path that is being created, and also simultaneously create new path for our next generation to walk on it. Just one thing, believe in yourself, irrespective of who is saying what about you, whether your parents, your friends, your teacher, anybody. If they say you can't do it twice. definitely you can do it. Do it. Be very confident on yourself, because I used to say, like, the only person that we talk more is our own self. It's not like, others coming and telling us you're this, you're that, you're no. What you tell to yourself is very, very important, because we are the one who speaks to ourselves more. So tell yourself that you're capable enough and you can do it. Break all the ceilings, and it is, the life is like so beautiful. So it is just, we have to see in a different perspective. We have to see with our own inner confidence that we can make change. So thank you so much for this opportunity, and I wish you all the very best. And I will definitely come and visit Nalanda one day, because Anup is one of my greatest inspiration. I used to tell him that I want to take that model and then start the same process in Chennai as well. So I've seen like lot of young girls who is alumni of Nalanda is doing great. So wish you all very success, and thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Muththamizh, and such a powerful talk, such a powerful journey. You inspire us to go beyond and beyond, and we love your Hindi.
Thank
Our students would love to interact with you in spite of language barrier. I think they will learn a lot from you. So thank you so much again.
thank
And
you. Thank you.